Okay, listen here, bear with me here. I've been trying to record this for the past like 30 minutes and it's not been going well, so I'm just gonna do it, okay? In today's video, I'm going to try to share my thoughts and process on this illustration. I never talked in a fucking video before. You're gonna have to bear with me. I'm a little bit of a yapper, you know? People know me for a yapper, you know? When people say, oh, look at that guy, yapper. That's exactly me. Anyways, Yuri, Soi Fon, Yoruichi, all of them are based. So that's exactly why I'm drawing them. For the sketching process, I will usually start 90% of the time with a mannequin, using boxes. Why? Boxes are perfect for perspective and it will help you on the long run. It will make all the process easier. After the first layer of sketch, which is very rough, don't worry about it, just get the perspective right. I will do the anatomy. I'll try to focus more on getting the anatomy, the organic forms of the body. And on my third and final layer of sketching is going to be usually facial features, hair, and the clothes. The clothes are always at the ending of my sketching process. Why? Having the body already fully done under it will help me understand the folds of the clothes and how they will fall on the body. For this illustration, I didn't do any thumbnailing, or I didn't record it. I had already done it in my iPad and I simply decided to redo this whole sketch on Clip Studio because I feel more comfortable with this app. I've been using it for the longest. No, nothing is perfect. Well, aside from me. But this sketch, I really had some issues with the way the anatomy of Soi Fon's back looked. I didn't solve it. I tried it my best at figuring it out. I should have found some references. I didn't really find any. So we just live with it, but at least I learned from it. And that's what you should always look for. Recently, for the way I want my art to look, I have been looking a lot into Dragon Ball FighterZ and the way they do their models. I really love the way the anatomy looks. I love the way the body is simplified. I love how the torso is usually not that long. Differently from Bleach, I have experimented with Bleach art style, and I truly, Tite Kubo is a genius of his craft, and it's amazing, but I can't take it out of me. Dragon Ball will always be my main inspiration for anything, so the way the bodies look in Dragon Ball FighterZ are one point on what I want my art to look like. For the faces, I have mainly a bunch of artists that I look at to figure out how I want to draw my faces, and I believe that what I'm saying here is that you as an artist, you shouldn't be scared to look into other artists that you enjoy and you like the way they do stuff, and simply take it from them, learn it from them. It's not copying. You can't copy an art style. I mean, you can, but it's not something that you should feel ashamed for. I think if you draw what you want, if you draw how you want, it will always be better than trying to fall into whatever gives you more attention in social media. And I, for one, I love Dragon Ball. I love the way Bleach looks. I love some very specific artists that I prefer to not mention, because then I will have to mention every single one, you know, you have to be fair with them. But for this drawing, I didn't have much trouble with the faces. I usually have a lot, but this time I was lucky to not really suffer too much. I mean, Soi Fon's face was still annoying me, but Yoruichi's face, aside from matching the eyes and making the eyes feel not weird, it was a breeze. It was very easy. Clothes were an easy process because I didn't have to look much for what I wanted to do. Yoruichi, I was lucky for the design that I did on her. It was a random Pinterest post that appeared for me and I was like, damn, this one looks really cool and I think I can adapt it to feel more like Yoruichi. So I tried giving her the ties, this type of skin suit in a way, while still keeping a different design from what I have already done. With Soi Fon, it was purely based on her main outfit as a Soul Reaper. I thought a lot about if I should have done Soi Fon as like B themed, because she's her Zanpakuto and all that. But the theme of these drawings were always bunny girls. It's themed from my Himeno bunny girl drawing. That was one of my first drawings that got some attention in Twitter, so I had to keep the theme only for Yoruichi because it makes a lot more sense to turn her into a cat girl. And you don't need to even try to argue with me here. You agree with me. You should always agree with me. And after the hellish process that is to sketch something, I hate sketching. I can't even lie to you. Sketching is ass. My true love lies in line art. Inking. This is like the goated form. It's like if drawing in general was gooning, line art would be like the edging portion of it, It's like the best, okay? My main references for line art recently have been an artist that I'll leave in the description together with the other artists that I may have shown any type of art from them. They're named Abby. They are really cool. They draw Soi Fon and Yoruichi a lot, and I really love their line art. It's amazing. It just has such a nice feeling. And also the Super Broly movie, my second favorite movie of Dragon Ball up until now. First one is still Battle of Gods. I'm sorry, Battle of Gods is so good. I love Battle of Gods. Beerus is such a great character. For tips in line art, even though it's my favorite, it's like you would expect me to have something to say about it, something big to say about line art. And honestly, I don't. I'm still learning a lot about it. I've been doing the daily Kobeni drawings mainly for this reason. I wanted to learn line art, inking, so I did this convolution of drawings of one character, and they were all focused on learning a specific topic that I felt like learning about. And mainly it was line art, that's why all of them are pretty much in black and white. As soon as I finish my line art, I will be using a magic wand to select all the outside. Basically, I'm just separating the characters from the background so I can add a solid color, make a clipping mask, so everything that I paint once I start doing the base colors will always stay in the clipping mask. This stage, when I have the fully gray characters separate from the background, I will usually try doing some testing with the shadows and lights. Cut off the part where I'm filling in base colors. If I didn't, this would have like 1 hour. This video would be 1 hour long. Filling base colors takes some time, for me at least. I suffer a lot with it. I don't know, I get bored midway, I stop doing it a lot of times. I sometimes just lose my whole motivation to continue the drawing when I'm filling base colors. It annoys me. But to give you some insights of what I'm doing here, I have a color adjustment layer on the very top that is a multiply layer. On that layer I'll put a color over everything that will be the color that I want the mood of my painting to be like. For this one it was an orange kind of red color, so I could have this feeling of more intimacy, maybe a little goonish, you could say. You know, for the rendering, it is very simple. I definitely did not steal this process from another artist. I definitely came up with it. But no, it is 2 hard light layers. I forgot which artist I took this from. It's been a while, but I started doing it. It's very useful. You're gonna be doing 2 hard light layers on top of your base colors. Basically, what you're gonna have is hard light layers work as anything below 50% of the value will be a light, and anything above will be a shadow. So you can have you can manipulate the way the shadows and the lights look in your drawing a lot more easily. Meaning that you will simply have a way easier time than trying to figure out which color to use for the shadows, which color to use for the lights. Do I recommend it? Yeah, it's good, but I still think that you should try doing some color picking yourself, trying to figure it out yourself. It is a skill that you're going to have to develop at some point, and it's always useful. Hey, now that we are halfway through the video, I need to shamelessly plug myself. Patreon.com/Zeiki, you should definitely check me out there. I do very cool content. Definitely not Gunner content. I'm normal. Yeah, any type of support is welcome there. If you don't have anything, just share the video, support me in any way. I accept anything. Please, I am dying out of hunger. I don't have money for Robux, okay? How will the Fortnite Battle Pass buy itself? It won't, so give me money. Don't forget, feel free to comment any type of video that you want me to be making in the future. I will be, of course, reading all the comments. It's not like I get a lot of them, you know? Oh, really big YouTuber here, guys. But anyways, feel free to comment anything. I will try my best to maybe record your suggestions or draw the characters you leave there. It might happen, you never know. For the rendering of Yoruichi, it was very enjoyable to do. I'm not gonna sit here and be like those dudes that will be like, oh, I have so much to talk about. No, I just wanted to render her abs. I just really like rendering abs. I think it's pretty fucking cool. Muscles are pretty cool. And I just had to do it. Problem? difficult. It is a lot about knowing the materials that are drawing. Different materials will always have different textures. We all know that the skin does not reflect light the same way as latex does, and you really need reference for this. I can't really give you tips other than just look at references. For Yoruichis, I was focusing a lot on giving the skin tight feel. I think it fits her because her own costume in the anime is already very skin tight. So I thought I would keep the theme. The colors for Yoruichi's clothes are simply based on the outfit that she's using in Thousand Year Blood War. I just wanted to integrate this orange color. Hair shading is something that I see that people have a lot of difficulty with. I personally, I had at the start a lot. Right now I have found out that using the lasso tool and simplifying it as much as you can is simply always the best answer to anything. Mainly the hair. It's amazing to simply use the lasso tool to do the shapes that you think the shadow will have. Of course, I can't sit here and say that I know exactly what I'm doing. No, I don't, but I think it works really well. As you can see here, I start using the lasso tool on simply creating shapes for darker shadows, making it have more depth. And the lasso tool is very simple to use. You don't even need to think much about it. I don't even try to smooth these shapes out sometimes, but I think it looks better if you just go rough about it, go big with the shapes. Don't be scared to make big shapes for the shadows. I think they are way better to read than very small hair strands that people used to do. You shouldn't think about the hair as a bunch of hair strands. Think about it as a big mass that certain parts have this shape that creates the shape of the hair, and you just try to shade it as if it was a simple form, but with a more organic mass. With Soi Fon, the shading process was also very easy and straightforward. While I do think that I have not yet reached the way I want my shadows to look like. It feels like I still need to adapt some things to maybe simplify it, maybe add something different to it, but it still doesn't really look the way I want it to look. But I feel like I'm getting there. Also, I forgot to mention, but these brushes, they are all for oil paint. Why did I use them? I don't know, I saw them there, I thought they were cool. Usually I just use the simple round brush from Clip Studio. I think it's the best brush. It works for anything: line art, sketching, shading, rendering. Anything that you think about, that brush can do.
ことなくこり傷の流れ水曜日小雨の降るアスファルト揺れる光反射して海みたいな街の中傘の隙間泳いでく冷えた指は私だけ心地いい音
The main thing about brushes with a lot of texture, the brushes that are very different, is that they will give you a feeling to your painting that it's unique to them. You can tell in this painting that it has like these little dots of paint, and I think they look really cool and they don't really ruin the experience of viewing it from afar, but when you zoom in you get this little texture that works really well. But of course, I feel like I overdone it and I could have been a lot more careful with the way I use these brushes. 'Now you may be asking yourself, did I really need to add the highlight there? Yes, it was essential. Do you really think that this drawing would feel the same without that? No, it wouldn't.
Every がかり吹き忘れる権利もある人差し指立て吹くよ風よ身幅からで騒げずもない名前をつけ保存してたいやろまだ何の値打ちもないだろう酒の好みもフェイク人数も違えど同じ雨に打たれ通り雨に揃って吠える快感と絶望を飛んでいく帰ろうどこかに溶けて消えるよ街は音をなく島の波形は僕らをいざなうどっかに身を委ね
My first big main idea with this drawing was to have this really strong blue light coming from the opposite side of the natural light or the main source of light. Did I execute it well? I think so, but I still think that there's a lot of things that are wrong with the way I did it. The shadows would not work the way they do, and I could have done a really way better job, but it still turned out pretty well.
一人きり落ちる影をゆっくりと飲み込んでゆこ揺れるまだらな日々校舎の裏側一人ぼっちの影に声が置かれてくつもぐ君の声が雨雲を抜けて明かりが僕を照らしてた浮かぶ雲を追って校舎の裏側ねいつもこう
If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Consider subscribing to my Patreon. I post some more content there. Make sure to follow me on all my socials. They are all in the description. Thank you for watching. Bye bye!
君と一緒なら